Y'all, stop what you're doing because today I'm gonna be teaching you how to make these viral Keepsake sweatshirts. Now, I know that you've probably seen these sweatshirts all over Etsy, probably all over your social media, but today I'm gonna be teaching you how you can recreate these using your Cricut. If you are new to our channel, my name is Lauren. I'm a craft producer here at Makers Gonna Learn, and here we are a crafting membership where we strive to bring you inspiration, education, and motivation to get your Cricut out of the box and start using it. If you are new to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, y'all. Every subscribe helps us so much. It is free to you guys, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time we get crafty. Now, let's talk about this super cute sweatshirt. Now, this is one that we have already made, and I don't know if you all can see it that well, but let's go overhead. And this is one that says Mama. Now, I have seen so many super cute sweatshirts made like this where they have taken their baby's onesie and turned it into a sweatshirt that says Mama, and I am just obsessed with that. And this is definitely something that you can do, and I want to show you some Makers Gonna Learn fonts that you can use to recreate this. However, just because you may not be a mom, I don't want you to think that this is the only one that you can recreate, because the one that we're gonna be making today, I'm actually gonna be making one out of my dad's old shirts. So this can really be a keepsake memorial sweatshirt for so many people. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be one that is just made out of a baby's onesie. You can make this with so many different types of fabric, and we're gonna walk you through step by step how to do that. Now, this is gonna be a no-sew method. You can see that we do have a decorative stitch along here, but this is going to be 100% no-sew, and it's still gonna be super, super cute by the time that we're done. While we're overhead, let's go ahead and talk about the materials that you're going to need. So of course you're gonna need your blank, your sweatshirt. This is just a sweatshirt that we got off Amazon that we're gonna be working with. The next thing that you're gonna need is going to be your fabric, whether it be someone's shirt, a onesie, really anything that you are willing to cut up and put on a sweatshirt. Today we're just using, like I said, one of my dad's old shirts. The material is just 100% cotton, it's just a button up. So really, whatever article of clothing that you want to work with, you're gonna need that. We do have some fabric scissors. I do have a fabric grip mat. It's very important to have a measuring tape. That way you can know exactly how big you want to cut your applique. And then the no-sew method is going to be this right here. This is going to be the star of the show. This is the Heat and Bond Ultra, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to work with this and how to make the applique with your Cricut. So, normally you would think if you are cutting fabric on your Cricut that you're gonna have to use either a Maker or a Maker 3 Series machine. Well, let me be the first to tell you that if you have an Explorer, you can do this project as well. The bonded fabric is really the key to this. Adding that heat and bond on top of a cotton fabric is really gonna help you get that nice even cut, and it's gonna let that fine point blade just go so smoothly through that fabric. So do not fret if you only have an Explorer Series machine, you can still do this project. Now, today we are going to be using my Maker, so just know that when we go to the cut settings that I'm going to be telling you, we're going to be using medium cotton bonded, but if you do have an Explorer Series, make sure you use that denim bonded setting and it should cut beautifully. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and start the process of making this amazing keepsake sweatshirt. So the first thing that we are going to do today is we are going to size the area of the sweatshirt that we want to put our applique. Now, the other sweatshirt we made did have Mama across this, but because I'm using my dad's shirt, I really just want to put a heart up here in the corner. So it's going to be more like a pocket design. So I'm going to go no larger than 6 inches by, 6 or 7 inches. That's a very large estimate. I just want to cut my fabric that big. My applique is not going to be that big, but I want to make sure my fabric will fit my applique in it. So I'm going to cut my fabric we'll just go ahead and do an 8x8 square just to make sure we have plenty of room. So I'm now going to bring in the article of clothing that I'm going to be using. And we're just going to go ahead and grab our fabric scissors, and we're just going to cut off an 8x8 piece. Now, one thing that I do love about this is I can use these lines to make a clean line. But it's not necessary because, like I said, we're just cutting an area just so we can cut an applique out of it. Once we have the piece cut out, I'm gonna grab my mini easy press and I'm just gonna iron out this bottom half because I did cut it out of the bottom of the shirt. So I'm just gonna iron out this bottom half real quick. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna grab your heat and bond. Now this is the Ultra Hold, and we're just gonna cut a piece that is going to fit over this whole piece of fabric. So once again, with my scissors, I'm just gonna cut off a piece of heat and bond here. And what we are going to do before we even send this through to cut it is I'm going to add my heat and bond. I'm gonna iron my heat and bond onto my fabric from the shirt. So I'm using a mini easy press with a heat setting of 2, and I'm just going to iron this with this sticky side face down on the fabric. Now, I'm not going all the way to the edge just yet because I don't want to iron it down to my pillow underneath. So I'm just going to as close to the edge as I can, and then here in just a second, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna flip this over and I'm gonna trim off the edges. That way I can go all the way to the edge and it not stick to my pillow underneath there. Once I have done that, I'm just gonna come back in with my mini easy press and I'm just gonna make sure that those edges get down really nice. Once you have done that, we are not gonna take this white piece off just yet. That will be the very last thing we do before we apply it to our shirt. So right now we're gonna hop over into Design Space, we're gonna start designing, and then we will cut out our applique, getting it prepared to add on to our sweatshirt. Now that we're here in Design Space, the design that I'm actually gonna use today is very, very simple. I'm just gonna use a heart because I wanna place it over top of where I wanna place the applique over my heart on the sweatshirt. But I did tell you guys, if you were wanting to do like the mama across the chest, let's go over to Maker's Gonna Learn. While we're here, let's talk about, this is the heart that I'm actually gonna be using today. It is a Maker's Gonna Learn file. Now to download this, all you have to do is click that arrow pointing down, and then you will unzip the file. Make sure you open it up so that it is, double click it so that you can unzip that. But let's go to our fonts, and I want to show you a font that would be great for this specific project. If you are new to Maker's Gonna Learn and you want to try out our membership, just know that we have an amazing dollar deal that you can click down below. What that's gonna do, it's gonna give you full unlimited access to our website for 7 days. And you can download 20 either cut files or fonts that is yours forever. So if you wanted to create this, you could join us for $1 for 7 days, and you could download this beautiful varsity font, which would be a great, great font if you wanted to do a mama across the chest, dad, whatever. I love this varsity font. That would be one that would be amazing to download if you do want to join us for $1. But really and truly, any very blocky font for this project is going to be best. You want it to have, you want the font that you use to be pretty substantial. That way you can get more of the fabric in the shirt and it showcases more of the fabric. You do not want a thin, wispy font for this project. You want something that's thick and pretty substantial. So now that I've shown you the heart that we're gonna be using, we talked about some fonts that would be good if you wanted to create a mama or a dad or have a word across the front of your shirt. like I said, blocky fonts are gonna be best. So now that we've done that, we're gonna go back to Design Space, and I'm just gonna pull in the heart that I wanted to use. So after I downloaded that, you can go to Upload Image. You can browse it. My favorite though is going to my Finder and then pulling in the file that I need. We are gonna be using the SVG version of this file. So I'm gonna upload that. I'm gonna add this to my canvas. And then from here, we are going to size it according to how large you want it on your sweatshirt. So I did cut a pretty big piece of fabric, but let's go back overhead and really get a good idea on how large I want the heart to be. So I think I want it to be about a 4-inch heart, I think would be pretty good. So let's go back to Design Space. The width on this one, let's see how, if we go up to 4 inches, we're sitting at a little bit more than 4. Let's go down to about 3 1/4. Beautiful. Now, but the only thing is I do not want the middle cut out. So what I'm gonna do while this file is selected, I'm gonna come down here to contour and I'm gonna hide all contours, and that's gonna give me my basic shape. Okay, that's gonna make that middle, it's gonna make it all one solid image, which is exactly what I want. Now, if you want to take it a step further, you can add like text around the outside and then apply it with HTV. I'm just trying to give you guys some ideas on things you can do. I think that would be super, super cute. Let's go ahead and do that and see what it would look like, and then we can decide if we like it or not. So this is something that you can do a really pretty script font with if you are doing HTV like on the outside of the applique. So I do think I want to add a text. So we're going to go back to our website. And y'all, one other thing that I absolutely love about the Maker's Gonna Learn website is the fact that I can type in exactly what I want my font to say, what I want it to say on the sweatshirt, and then I can decide which font I like the best. So I think I want to do Forever in My Heart, like right along the side of the heart, and then just scrolling down, I can see what all of these fonts look like. Like Sierra, love that one. But I really think that I want to go with this Last Love. I'm just obsessed with this font. So I'm gonna click the arrow pointing down to download it. We're gonna make sure that we unzip this font by double clicking. We're gonna double click it again, and then I'm going to install it onto my computer. Now, just know that although you have installed it onto your computer, Cricut Design Space is not going to recognize it. So we're gonna go back to Design Space. I want to always save my project. So we're gonna type in Keepsake Sweatshirt. And then I'm gonna go up here to View and I'm gonna reload Design Space. Now from there, it's going to pick up all of those new fonts and stuff that you have downloaded onto your computer. So what I can do is I can now go to my fonts, go to my system fonts, because that's where it's gonna be, and we're gonna type in Last Love. And now I can type in what I wanted it to say. And now I can start arranging it and sizing it around the heart as I see fit. So I am gonna size it down. I'm going to turn it this way because I want it to kind of be around here. And one thing I wanna do first before I do this is I want to come in here and I want to make each one of these its own separate line. And you're gonna be able to see why here in just a second. So I am going to go ahead and turn them this way. And now I'm gonna go to Advanced and ungroup to lines. And the reason that I'm doing this is now I can come in here and really manually manipulate each individual word. I can see that they are a little bit bigger than I need them to be. So I'm gonna select them all. I'm gonna size them down, and now I can bring them in. We'll zoom in so we can really work with them. I can move forever, and I think I might even curve it a little bit. And you can really like manually manipulate these. You know what? I think I like it. So now what we're gonna do is I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to unite them back together. We have the heart the way that we want it. And so now what I'm going to do is I am ready to make it. From here, what you're gonna do is you are going to take your, now we are using a fabric grip mat. We're gonna take our fabric that we do have the heat and bond on already, and we're gonna place it on our mat, and I'm doing this with the heat and bond facing up. I think it just gives a cleaner cut this way. We are putting it, like I said, on a fabric grip mat, making sure it gets stuck down very well. And then I'm going to go to our second one here, and I'm gonna make sure that this is mirrored because I am gonna be cutting this with vinyl, but I'm gonna just mirror that and then come back to mat number 1, and then we're gonna press continue. Now that we have our mats exactly the way that we want them, we're gonna go to browse all material, and we're just gonna type in bonded first because then it's gonna pull up all of the different types of bonded fabric. So it really depends on what type of fabric you are working with, whether it be cotton, a medium weight cotton, a heavy cotton, whatever. But we're going to be choosing the medium fabrics like cotton bonded because I just feel like the shirt is more of a medium weight shirt, but you can just do cotton bonded, whichever one you want, but we're gonna choose medium fabrics like cotton bonded. I'm gonna click done. We are doing this with our fine point blade on default pressure. From here, we're just going to load this into our machine. And then once it has loaded, we're gonna press the Cricut button. Now, one thing I do want to do is I just want to make sure that this cut through before unloading it, because if it doesn't, what you can do is just press that Cricut button again and it will pull it back through. It cut through beautifully, so we're just gonna go ahead and unload our machine. And you can see here, once we pull it off, how well that cut with the fine point blade. Love that. Once we have those cut, I'm just going to gently remove them off of the mat. And then I'm just gonna place down some HTV. And yes, I am just gonna go ahead and use the fabric grip mat because it's here on the table. We're just gonna place this down, make sure it gets good and stuck. We have already mirrored our HTV, so we don't have to worry about that. We are going to change our base material from the medium bonded fabric. We're gonna change it to everyday iron-on and then send it through our Cricut. Now, while that is cutting, I'm gonna go ahead and get my sweatshirt kind of prepared and place my heart where I want it on the sweatshirt. This is gonna be the same if you are doing words, just kind of get it ready. Now, if you are unsure of where to place like a pocket design, I love using a t-shirt ruler and using like this little corner here to kind of gauge where my pocket design would go. So like I would place it more so like right here, but you can decide whichever one you want. So just kind of lay it and position it where you might want it. But before we go on with that and lay it down, I do want to weed our design so I can place it down as well. So I'm just going to cut off the excess here. So now I can kind of place my HTV and my applique down where I want it to go. Once I have it placed where I want it, and I like using this carrier sheet to kind of keep it together, I'm going to come back here on the back and we are going to remove the white backing. And then once you have the white backing removed, we're going to place it back down, line it back up. Beautiful. And then we're going to take our mini easy press with a heat setting of 2, and we're going to start the process of laying them both down together. Now, if you're going to come in here with your mini easy press laying this applique down, you want to make sure that you don't touch your HTV with it. And that's it. And look how cute it turned out, guys. I am obsessed with this. You better believe you're gonna be seeing me wearing this on the channel coming up. It is such a good gift and such an easy gift for you all to make for someone, and such a meaningful gift. I am going to cherish this forever. Now, one thing that I do want to make sure you guys know and understand, if you wanted to go in and do like a hand stitch around the outside, that would really take this to the next level, especially if you just did a really simple running stitch along the outside of this. It would take this from 0 to 100 super quick. So I'm probably gonna add one personally. I'm not gonna show you how to do so here today, but you can just add a simple running stitch with some embroidery floss. Would really make this pop, and it would be amazing. So what do you guys think? I'm so obsessed with how this turned out, and I think that you all are gonna be so amazed at how well your Cricut can cut bonded fabric using a fine point blade. Who would have known? If you guys have enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified every time we get crafty. Also, if you're not a Makers Gonna Learn member, make sure to click that first link down below. Try us out for $1. We would love to have you. If you want to grab that varsity font or grab that Last Love font that I used on today's sweatshirt, make sure you do that with one of your 20 downloads. We have some amazing things in there that you can grab. Like I said, if you join us for $1, you get 7 days of unlimited access to our website, Facebook group, and everything. You get 20 downloads that you can keep for free, and if you do not cancel within that 7 days, you do renew as a monthly member, and we would absolutely love to see you there. As always, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one.